gotta believe.
Good day, everybody out there in Rider Nation. I got my black on today. Hope I don't have to keep wearing that now for a long time. I wear black whenever the Roughriders lose. And we went down to the Calgary Stampeders and Flames. Just like Coach Dickinson and many said, if you keep playing in these close games, you're bound to lose one. And we did. I think the secondary let us down in that final drive and a lot of the game. Actually, the defense stopped the run pretty good. I think they were about 50-60 yards running, but they beat us up on the passing game, and especially at the end of the game, managed to get another 20-yard against Henderson. We really missed Milligan being in there. Our pressure, we only had one sack. Our pressure is just not there. We almost get there, but we don't quite get there, and it gives them just enough time to get those passes downfield. And our backs let them go. Williams let them go with Mari Henderson. Clark got beat. But the main reason I think we lost was just no offensive line there at all. I didn't get much running game, and I said to Roughrider gal, it's only a matter of time till they get to Harris and put him out of the game. He ended up running the ball and went down really awkwardly. I suspect that's a pretty bad knee injury by the look of the pain on his face and the look on his face and the replay of how it looked when he went down. He went down really awkward, and then the guy rolled right on him. Definitely not intentional, but he was trying to get us in the game again. And the offensive line just not there. So many times they came in unobstructed, just not even anybody blocking. It just missed assignment after missed assignment, and then poor blocking, very poor blocking. There's not one of them that I could see that were really making their blocks all the time. Yeah, it was disaster on that offensive line. But next man mentality actually starts to fail if you lose so many people like we have. Like we've lost Brooks, we had to put Lofton in this time, and we lost Hawkins. You know, we lost Hawkins, Brooks, Godbar, Blake. You know, we get Blake in here. He hasn't even taken a snap in regular season. So that's over 60% of your offensive line you're missing there, you know. That's a lot of players on the offensive line, which is a critical positions on the team. Keeps your quarterback alive. And as you've seen, ours is out, and I fear for quite a while. But that being said, Fine came in. He got us 2 touchdowns. So be it. One was a fluke to Tevin Jones. We almost pulled out the miracle win in the end again. A lot of people talking about our field goal attempt from 54 yards out. You know, Lothar's supposed to be hurting, so I'm sure Lothar told him he can make it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have went in there to boot it. Because all coaches ask their kicker each game what they think their distance is to make it from. So I'm sure he said, let's give it a try. But that turned out to be a disaster. Long run back, and then Calgary takes it in to get a touchdown. So basically a 10-point play. People saying fine, terrible. But like I said, he got us 2 touchdowns, so what can you can't really complain about that, you know? And he looked pretty good to me, because he wasn't getting any more protection than Harris was. And Harris didn't get us any points. 1 field goal or something, that's it. That's the only thing that worries me the most, is when are these guys coming back? Godbar, when's he coming back? How long is Brooks out? You know, our backup for the game is Fry. This guy hasn't even taken a snap in the CFL. He's a rookie. You know, it's a disaster on the offensive line. But I definitely haven't given up on the Riders, that's for sure, just because Harris went down. My favorite quarterback is Dolegala. So Fine can't handle it, and maybe even Patterson might be able to play a few snaps. But that's what we got, 4 quarterbacks. We're down to 3. We have to find one that can win. That's all there is to it. Look at Ottawa. That's their 3rd or 4th string quarterback. He went in there and won the game for them. You know, just goes to show you, why give up? You know, that's why you have backups. I think fine, as the old saying goes, fine will be fine. We'll see, that's for sure. But somehow we have to find a way to get to the quarterbacks. If we don't, our sack numbers are way, way down. We just are 1 split second from getting there. Every time, just a split second. It's good to pressure them, but you know, on our side of the ball, we had, I don't know, at least 7 sacks against us. You know, ridiculous. Not only that, not only the 7 sacks, we had major pressure and a lot of tackles for losses. You know, I'm not even sure how many we got, but there was quite a few just tackles for losses, so there basically could be a sack situation in long yardage. This week told a lot. I was afraid of this exact scenario with the O-line. It's really depleted, and if they can't find somebody, maybe, I don't know where they'd get anybody at this stage. That's the problem. It's just bad luck losing all those guys. It started way back in camp when the best guy they figured would play right tackle, he ends up being injured in the green and white game, Tucker, and then it just got from bad to worse from there. Blake, he was supposed to be able to play all the positions, play able to guard and maybe tackle. That ends up getting hurt before even season starts. So it's really bleak even to think that their O-line's going to improve. But there's ways of getting around that, and you have to trust the coaches to figure out some plays and schemes that'll work for us. Like, they concentrated big time on the run game because Calgary's running gap back was leading the league in yardage, but we shut them down there. It was just our defensive backs. Well, that's about all. Well, that's about all. Short bleep here. I'll go back and replay the game here and maybe put some highlights on the next video of how the offensive line looked. Not only the line, Morrow, he got beat by Judge. He walked around him just like he was standing still. Well, he was standing still. Judge went flying by him and he barely touched him, and another sack. It's a lot of different schemes you can put in for blocking. Even if you have to start using a tight end, take away one of our receivers out of the pattern just to give us a little bit more time. Like, I know we're missing a lot of our receivers, but our backups really haven't been doing that bad a job. maybe they're not getting open enough, and that's why Harris couldn't get them to him, but it'll be nice to get some of those guys back. Well, Rider Nation, don't give up on the Riders just yet. Season's early. Season's still early. We're only 1/3 way through here about. And we've got injuries, but a lot of other clubs have injuries too, so it's gonna happen, there's no doubt about it. Watching the Bombers there with their offensive line, I can see them having a hard time keeping Zach up all season too, so I think it's only a matter of time. There seems to be a lot of cracks in their offensive line too. But as far as our offensive line, I'm not sure what the answer is there, but with all those injuries, we need somebody to come back somehow. God bar, maybe Blake can make a miracle recovery, I don't know, and Brooks, I don't know how far he's out. But as far as finding another guy right now to bring in, I don't see it. There's lots of guys down in the States, I imagine, but whether you can get them up here and play in shape and learn the schemes is another question. It's just too bad we lost all those guys so early, and it made a big dent in the Riders' armor. You need those frontline men, and they're their prime guys of the team. But everybody else has injuries, like Calgary, you know, like their two best running backs and were injured, and they had a lot of guys out too. But you can't blame it on the injuries. You got to move on and hope the players you've got on your roster can pull up the socks and get us a win. Like I said, we play BC next, and if we can get some more pressure on Adams, you know, he's a 50-50 quarterback. If you can pressure him, he likes throwing the interceptions too, but we got to get some pressure. Hopefully Lanier's not too banged up and Milligan can come back. That'll help the defense big time, but we need some injuries to come back, and that's all we can hope for. And don't give up on them Riders. I think they're still going to make the playoffs. I called before this game. I said it's going to tell a big story. You know, we might have to come out of the East, but hopefully not. Hopefully we can keep getting some wins the rest of the season. Anyway, I'd like to get one of these games we run away with it. Just don't seem to get ahead of anybody. We're always fighting to come back and win the squeakers. Till next time, go Riders go.